USDA NRCS shows up to 0.75 inches for 5% precipitation, 29-inch snow depth, December to January 2015-16. Utah's reservoirs were only at 4 to 15% full through 2016, with a 5-year interval record high temps expected to continue. National Weather Service states it is driving the drought to continue.
Wiped it out by becoming reliant on very extractive pumps, extracting the groundwater, diverting the river, to the extent that we actually killed our river. We dropped our groundwater table over 300 feet. The way we water all this is not by bringing in plastic pipe, but we plant it within or beside these basins. So when it rains, the rain is the primary irrigator of our landscapes. We just got 1.25 inches of rain in about 30 minutes. Here we have a water harvesting chicane, or a pull-out that comes out into the street, narrows the street. That is full of water. So there's that basin, it filled up. When we started to cut right by where the lizard is, we cut the street curb to
create a basin in the earth between the curb and sidewalk that can capture some of that water. And right next to that, we have plants planted. Their base of the trees are high and dry, but their roots are soaking up that water. And here's what that site looks like after about a year. So over that time, water's been coming in off the street, sinking into the ground, getting cleaned by the soil and the plant roots and the microbes. And those trees are growing and they're shading the sidewalk. They're beautifying the neighborhood. They're shading where you park your car. For about a decade or 15 years. This is not 1.5 miles from here in the Dunbar Spring neighborhood. At Brad Lancaster's house. This isn't the Tucson Botanical Gardens. This is a sidewalk in a Tucson neighborhood.
On the last rainfall, way cool. But it did fill up a little bit more, you guys. We got 50 more gallons in here. And we should get more rainfall tomorrow and Tuesday. But what do you think about these infiltration basins? I don't know if you knew we had a pipe that could take water from the street here, would fill this basin, and all of its guild plants here would also come and hit down here. Then from this one, we have a spillway into the next basin here. So when this fills up all the way around here, then the spillway lets it into this basin, which then waters this guild in here. And then a spillway here. Then it fills into this basin and water this alder tree here. And then down here to hit this tree here. And then stop and go to the next pipe there onto the other side of that swale.
Oh, wow. There it is, you guys. We have water from the roof all the way to the top of the garden. Woohoo! It works, Joshua. Wow. Isn't that beautiful, you guys? Listen to that.
So, we built up above on the roof. There's a water catchment system.
Woo! There it goes. And so what happens? How did we get all this water?
So, it catches the water from the roof and it goes into a downspout. It's higher than the highest elevation point on the property. So all of the water can go through that downspout and it gets piped underground in a pressurized system.
Yes.
And it goes up here till it comes out and it fills this big tank. And then the tank empties into a system of...
So at the highest point of the garden, how is it getting from here uphill to the highest point of the garden?
It's all just gravity. It's a passive system, so there's no electricity, no gas.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's wonderful. And all that water was just sitting in this part of the pipe right here that's level. And so we release that in the winter so your pipe doesn't freeze and crack. And we bring that into the house and then we'll put it back in the spring when it starts to rain. Because it's going from no rain to snow on Sunday. So we're not going to get any rain. Unfortunately. That's really sad. Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, okay. And then we've got other things that we're going to show later on our water system with basins and trenches.
Hey, this is Malachi. We're here loading up rocks. We're getting a mixture of large and small ones. Small to fit in between the large, and the large to leave more airspace for the basins. That's my grandpa, he's helping me out. Here's the trailer. And here comes the next load of rocks. All right, I think that's about all we'll need.
You've got to redo the basins because it's full of wood chips. Look at how easily he handles that tractor. It's amazing. Other one here as we finish the first basin, coming around the back side of it. But this will really make a difference in keeping the wood chips out and flowing the water well. Your grandpa's super smart.
Yeah, he also said that if you really want to keep like soil and wood chips out, you could spread fabric over it.
Yeah.
And it would slowly deteriorate in the sun, but it would keep dirt out.
But we don't want to do that.
Okay.
No, we like natural nature. Let's see what nature does.
It looks way better.
It does. It looks pretty like this. It looks more like a stream in the wilderness. Mm-hmm. It really does. It looks beautiful. And it's very functional. I can't wait till it rains and we'll film it, okay?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's going to be exciting. That's going to be exciting to test it on a beautiful rainy day. Let's hope we get one soon.
Yeah.
I wish it would rain before it snows.
Yeah.
That would be nice. It's like, okay, I guess you need a cloud seed, guys.
When it starts melting, do you pressurize the system again? Like, do you close up that bottom part?
No, not till spring. It's too dangerous because of the hard freezes.
Okay.
We don't ever want to bust that pipe. So we want to make sure that it just stays open for winter. But next spring, when it starts to get warm and everything, and we know we're not going to have any more hard freezes, we'll plug that back up, and then we'll get some rains hopefully in May like we're supposed to. And then we'll really film it. It'll look amazing. So that's for the spillway. We're doing those big ones. And then the little ones throughout the basin here. Okay.
I was worried that there would maybe be a tripping hazard, but it's not nearly as bad as I was worried.
No, I think people can see it and they're not going to walk on there. They're going to stay on the wood chip pathway. Yep. I think that's okay. So that'll be exciting to see this. I wish all the students were here to see you put it in. They need. We can have some on my phone. So we capture water. They do this in Tucson, Arizona. Their water table went down to 300 feet. They dried up their river and they said, we can't do this anymore. So what they did is they started capturing all sorts of rainwater. Rainwater from the roof comes up 500 feet uphill
by gravity and pressure, because I catch higher than it is here. And then it comes out this pipe just gushing every time it rains. And that water gushes from my roof right there, and it fills all these basins all the way down. Isn't that great? Yeah. It's wonderful. But then I have another pipe that if they would let me, they call it curb cuts in Tucson, Arizona. If they would let me put my sandbags that are sitting out there, we already tested it. It brings water when it's raining, rushing down the street, which 40% evaporates anyway. And it brings it right into these basins too. So that's the second source. They will have to, because there's no more snow melt coming from the mountains. We're in trouble. We're drying up and heating up. They will have to learn these techniques that other places are doing. From San Francisco to New York to Tucson, Arizona, they're doing this now. So Utah will eventually. So along with the basins, out there we have rocks that cover a pipe at the end from the sidewalk. So if we put sandbags, because we can't do curb cuts yet in Utah like they have for 25 plus years in Tucson, to capture storm water, we could literally bring in with the sandbags the water off the street, rushing down. 40%, a study in Colorado showed, evaporates anyway, so we might as well be using that instead of culinary water. And that pipe comes in right there where the rocks are, and then right into this basin, right here, from the street. That's a second catchment of water. So,
you're catching quite a bit of water.
We are catching really good. So it's going over the sidewalk, running down, and going inside the pipe right there. And then go over to the other end of the pipe, and it's coming out perfectly right there. You see the water. So it does work, you guys. Good job, Joshua. My phone decides for itself. But it'll take it down. And we want to do both sides because we want it to soak in. This is a little peach tree. Have you ever seen, this is a very unusual year, I have never seen my leaves not turn yellow but curl and dry up like this. This is not normal.
Well, this is because it's so dry.
It's so dry right now?
We haven't had any measurable rain.
Nothing.
In 4 months.
I know. I know. And we've had more 100-degree plus days in the history of Utah in August. It was so hot. Yeah. So I was watering, but not like other people. These guys would probably get water once every 2 weeks. And then they would just soak in, and all that mulch holds the moisture in. So you could dig in there, you find the worms, you find all the life, and the moisture that you found in that soil was amazing. Let's show you what this soil looks like, Grandpa. I want to show you how amazing. This used to be sand. Now it's lots of wood chips in there. So let's see if I can get down in there. This used to be all sand. Yes, dig down in there. And let's show Grandpa what we're growing here.
I cleared up about 1.3 gigabytes, so we'll see how far that takes us.
Yeah, wonderful. That should do well. So you see what I'm growing now?
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that beautiful?
That is beautiful.
That's
soil.
humus. It's humus. And the wood chips help too because they grow healthy soil under there. It brings the fungi, the bacteria.
Yeah.
Isn't that just beautiful?
It is.
It really is. It's wonderful. We're just replicating nature is all we're doing. It's really, really neat. There you go. So this has been his project. He's really doing this well, and we're going to use this to teach everybody else his project.
My phone's right there.
Of what they can do. Okay, let's do it. All right. So that's going to take the water down when it comes from the roof 500 feet up and down through these basins and down and down and down.
I've probably got a ton of space.
You got a good phone too?
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so let me get you to get me back out of this. Let's see.
Yeah, if you want me to.
Oh, here we go. We got it.
Got the video?
Yeah, the video camera thing was still open. Okay. So we're moving the water 500 feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we hauled these rocks over, and we're putting in mostly large rocks. so that large gaps will remain between the rocks and allow water to flow in between, while still preventing wood chips from falling in and filling in the basins.
Good, it's got camera, flash. So we've been getting water all afternoon. We had to clear the gutter. And now look at it, 500 feet up, it's coming out. And it's going down on...
Alright, filming is going. So, today we're getting quite a lot of rain, and so this tank here, can't really see it there, but inside here has actually gotten enough water so far that it's filled up. And you can see that. Yeah, and it's filled all the pipes up to 500 feet uphill. And it's now coming out just a little bit of the passive water system.
Yeah, it's literally overflowing. And so it's coming out the overflow pipe and it's hitting these rocks. So it's, the water's going under the rocks right now, which is saturating this hill right here, this little mound with the gild. But it's coming underneath, I'm sure, that'll flow through the rocks and go down. And then watch, follow your rock pathway there with a little spillway there. So it'll stop, back up where it's level, where you made it, soak into the mound. Once that's really saturated, the soil, then it goes through that spillway rock and comes into this next little basin here, okay? And if we could put the sandbags on the sidewalk, we could have more water coming
from the
who
pipe
knows how
too.
much water's running down the street.
Probably
that
a
we
good
can
amount.
catch that would come right into this and they join together. Then the spillway here stops it, soaks backwards, spreads and soaks it in, and then into this next basin through here and down. The rocks are nice and wet.
Yeah.
And it comes down. It's a long way, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
41.5 feet.
is that what it is?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's why I measured
You
it.
did
That's
a
what I
great
got.
little spillway there with the large rocks. So it'll soak back into this basin back here with all these trees and bushes. And then it comes right down here. My goodness, look at this. Because of the rock, even though all the leaves fell, we know
that it's not blocking the little pipe right here. See, I can feel.
Yeah.
So it's not blocking the pipe at all, and the water would then flow down into here through here, and the black pipe's right there that goes through the hugel bed to the other side.
Yeah.
And that would be so amazing if we got a really huge downpour
Mm-hmm.
to see the water coming through.
Yeah.
It would be like a little creek. Really nice. And that's taking the water where we want it.